Those boneheads we have in the White House or the Capitol building. America is the American economy, the American spirit. It's not, those are not wholly owned subsidiaries of the federal government. The only two things the government does well is take money and kill people. Taking money is supremely good at it. I figure in the last couple of years I bought the U.S. Air Force at least one F-16. Maybe more. Probably a lot of bombs. The Congress kind of like going to Earlshire and make them look a little respectable. Which is about what we have. One of the bad things that happens when you become rich and famous, of course, is before this happens, you think those people we have in the Senate and the White House, they're, for the most part, intelligent, hardworking people who want to do the best they can for their country. Then you meet the bastards. and your illusions just come crashing down on you like a San Francisco earthquake of 1906. We let these people make our laws? Academics, God help us from those people. I'm a trustee of my old college, and they signed me. They didn't tell me your job is to vote yes, give us $1 million. They should have. It would have been more honest. It was a Catholic school, too. What I learned from that is the first thing you find out when you become a college trustee is everything you ever thought about your teachers is true. They really are boneheads. And we have Henry Kissinger's immortal dictum: the reason academic battles are so vicious is because the stakes are so small. If you could look ahead 24 hours and see what stocks are going up or going down the next day, that'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Big time. Actually, there's a fellow right now, I saw this on Drudge, it was Drudge on AOL, who made a series of colossally favorable trades over a period of 6 months. So for something like $400, ended up with something in the order of $30 million. And so he was picked up by the FBI saying, okay, where's the insider information coming from, Charlie? And he said, I'm a time traveler. I am not making this up. He said, I'm a time traveler, and I came back here to see if it was really possible to do it. Well, so you can't throw the guy in prison. Furthermore, I don't know, how do you throw the guy in prison for just doing well in the stock market? You cannot assume a priori the guy is getting illegal information. Our legal system does not work. We have lawyers in the room, right? Go ahead, put up your hands. Oh, yeah. I need to talk to a lawyer. Yes, sir. You cannot assume a priori that a guy is a criminal just because he's got a lot of money, can you?
That's correct.
So you should tell the FBI to stick it and give him a ride home.
Not a good idea.
Then how about habeas corpus? You have to show cause while the guy's in custody, don't you?
Lock him up, yeah.
Well, you know, a fresh grad, I got a son-in-law who's about to graduate from law school. You know, it happens in all families, but assume a priori a guy's breaking the law unless you have physical evidence, right? Oh, nice to know somebody agrees with you on that. So we have to keep our values, and you know, freedom of speech and freedom to do business are some of the values we have. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which doesn't mean chasing after it. It means a state of happiness, the quality of being happy. That means the government can't assume you're a crook, even though we all know you're a crook. They still have to prove it. Otherwise, sooner or later, they're going to take out an innocent guy and put him in the joint, which is something we try. But what about the people we have running the government? Well, we choose the bastards. It's up to us to choose the right bastards. It really is that simple. You have the vote. You have the right to a political voice in our country. You can do it with spending money, depending on how this new election law works out, which the government, the government decides what's good and what's bad. Yeah, right. It's like putting the fox in the chicken house saying, well, what's good, what's bad? Okay, Mr. Fox, I understand. Go right ahead and eat all the chickens. But we need people in the government who know what the real world is. I mean, Bill Frist hacked people's chests open and gave them new hearts, which is a very difficult skill to have, to be a cardiovascular surgeon. That's why they're highest paid doctors. And in the great major medical centers, a cardiovascular surgeon, you can tell the way they dress. Either they're pimps or they're surgeons. And he did it well. Then he decided to serve his country for a while. Good. But people who start serving their country right after they get out of college, they scare me. Because they are people who, like many politicians in the past, Adolf Hitler was one, who seek to impose their aesthetic on the rest of us. Now, Hitler was a very good politician, not a terribly nice human being, who tried to run the world by an aesthetic. The aesthetic did not agree with most of us, but he was able to impose it on his country because he was the Führer, the leader. I think all politicians are fundamentally the same in that respect. They have this idea and they try to run the world, have the world run that way. And fortunately, our founding fathers decided that this is a bad thing to have in a king and it's the worst thing to have in a democracy. And so the president's only in for 4 years. He gets one repeat and then he's out.